Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. Glad to have y'all back for another one. I know you guys been waiting for this one. I kind of wanted to, stretch it out a little bit to make you guys wait a little bit longer, just so that way there's some hype built up around it. We are going to get into the much anticipated second part of the series for War Underground mechanics that you're not using but should be. So this will be 5 more War Underground mechanics that you're not using but should be. I hope you guys are very excited. Again, I try to space these out because I know it's a series, but I don't want to just give it all to you right at the beginning. I want to space it out so that way I can drag you guys on for more hype and more fun later down the road. But the last video did great. You guys blew out of the water. It's actually our best performing video ever that we've uploaded, so thank you guys so much for that. We're gonna go ahead and get into this and give you guys some more mechanics that you should be using. So I hope you guys are ready to get into it. Let's go ahead and dive in. Woo! Alright, so the first thing that we're going to talk about here is that you need to use neutral steering if your tank has it. Not all tanks have it. It actually comes a little bit later in the tank line. Usually it's not like your reserve tanks. Not that I know of, not a lot of lower BR things have it. It's usually the things that are middle to higher BR. Most things that are higher BR have it 100%, but usually like once you get to the get to the middle tier, kind of like the end of that is when you start really getting into tanks that have neutral steering, and it's very, very good to have it. What it does, it allows a tank to pivot in place by turning the tracks in opposite directions instead of having one track stop and the other one continue. So if you look at tanks that don't have it, when you turn, you have to not only be in gear while you're like moving forward to turn, but one track will just completely lock up so the other one can continue, which helps you turn left or right. If you're turning left, the left track will lock up and the right continues. And if you're trying to turn right, the right track locks up and the left one continues. That way your tank will go in said direction. When you're using a tank that has neutral steering, both tracks, will rotate in opposite directions. So if you need to turn to the right, both tracks will operate in said direction. So that way your tank, I keep mixing those up. Your tank will turn while it's sitting still. So that way you don't have to move forward and get motion, I actually just had a stroke again. Anyways, your tank doesn't have to move at all in order to turn. It can just be in 0 gear and just sit there and turn and not go forward or backwards. It can really just turn in a circle, which is very good if you are in a tight spot and need to quickly rotate your tank in an alleyway or trying to angle or anything, so that way you don't have to worry about, again, moving forward to get speed and then turning, so you don't do it slowly. If you're behind cover and need to rotate your hull really fast for someone behind you, you can do that as well, which helps you turn your turret a little bit quicker. And it's just really good for close quarters because you can line up shots or really peek your tank around corners quickly if need be, because if you see somebody that's turning around a corner and you need to hurry up and get your tank ready to take that position or ready to hold that position rather than push the corner, but you see them advancing on that corner and you're not ready, you can really just turn your turret and your tank at the same time very fast because you have neutral steering, which will save your life so fast. But again, usually the later tanks have it, not a lot of earlier tanks have it. It's kind of like a later thing that comes along in the game once you're about like in the middle tier, like late to middle tier, but it's very helpful. And you can just test out your tank in a test drive to see if it has it by, again, just sitting still at 0 speed and trying to turn left or right. And then if you look at the bottom of your screen, it'll have a neutral, it'll have an N on there, and you can see your tank moving. Now again, you'll be able to tell just by the way I'll have on screen a tank that has no neutral steering and one that does, how they can turn, because it's a complete difference, and it's a world of a difference, and it is a lifesaver. And I guarantee you, if you have it and you're not using it, you are going to be mad at yourself when you find out that you could have been using it this whole time. Now the next tip is that you need to use your rangefinder. Now rangefinders, even if it's there's 2 different types. There's a laser rangefinder, which I would say is the best one, obviously, which I don't see why anyone would say it's not, or like an optical one, which is just you're using your crew to do it. They tell you the distance of a target, allowing you to really get accurate shots rather than kind of like just lobbing it up and going for it. That's usually what I do, because once you play the game a lot, you can kind of do that. It may seem weird, but I promise you, the more you play tanks and things like that, you can kind of get a feel for the gun and how it's going to operate. Now, rangefinding is great for sniping, because if it's a long shot and you only have a certain like window to hit a shot, if you don't rangefind it and you miss, that's kind of, crucial. You can go ahead and say, okay, I'm holding this lane right here. If I can range find this exact distance, then as soon as a tank peaks, I'm ready for it. So it's really good for long range engagements and learning your shell drop. It helps you, newer players, or even the later players got a new vehicle, helps you learn the tank and see how, okay, this is how this gun operates. This is how this shell will work. It's really good. It's really good for open maps as well. And if you're not that good at sniping, it's really good to help you learn about that. What you need to do, if it is one thing I'll say is very important, if it's not a laser rangefinder and your crew is doing it, when you find the range, you have to manually move your mouse to that distance. If it's laser, then as soon as you laser range find it, which will take like half a second, the gun will automatically adjust to that distance. But if it is not a laser rangefinder, you have to adjust for that. So be very careful. That happens to me all the time when I'm playing like my MBTs at top tier, and then I go down a BR, a few BRs, and then I range find something and then I just shoot. I'm like, bruh, dang it, I didn't change my distance for it. It'll tell you what the distance is, so you have to make sure you compensate for that. Now, in doing so, you can upgrade your range finding ability on your crew, which will help you do it faster. But sometimes, again, there's other things I would say you go for before that, but that's a whole different, can of worms. But you do need to make sure if you want to use your range finding, the best ability, to max out your range finding skill. That way your crew can do it faster. It's really up to you if you want to use range finding. I think it's a great technique if you're trying to get new, if you're using a new vehicle or you're new to the game, because again, over time you don't really need to use that. But I try to make these for like maybe newer people or people that are getting new vehicles, that way you can try to learn a little bit, because I promise you, you may not think you could ever do it. I'm never gonna be able to just sit there and see somebody and guess the distance, but I promise you, the more time you give to the snail may be a little bit rewarding in regards to you being able to just, oh, I see that guy, oh, let me aim up here, bam. Frogger does it all the time, and he's like, oh, how far do you think that thing is over there? Okay, here we go. And then he'll cross map somebody with the Storm Tiger, but that's because he's played the Storm Tiger so much, or the CEV, he knows how it operates. So you can pretty much guesstimate how you need to shoot something in order for it to work. Now, the next thing that we're gonna talk about here is that you need to replenish your crew members. What it is obviously in the name, replenish crew. You can replenish one crew member every life that you have, and it is so helpful. Unless you replenish a knocked out crew member at a captured point, if your tank isn't destroyed, you have to go to a point on the map. And yes, it does change if it's a domination map or a battle map. That is the only places you can replenish crew. Once you get on it, if you look at the bottom of your screen, it'll have like a little guy right there that says 1. That means you can replenish your crew. What you want to do is, if you're down a few crew members, even if it's just 1, you have to go to a point, if possible, and get that crew back, because it'll save you later on the line, because either that crew member can die again, or if your loader's gone, you can get your loader back, or commander, so that way you can use your commander's MG. Things like that is very good. It may not seem like a good thing, but I promise you, having to play a match without your loader and your tank is just dead because it takes you 15 million years to reload, or you can't kill a plane or a helicopter that's right above you, or a light tank because your commander MG is not operational, because guess what? You don't have one because you didn't get your crew member back. It is very, very, very annoying. Now, it can suck when you're doing this because it does take a while to get your crew member back. I would say maybe like, I don't know if it's the same. I would say it's about the same, maybe like 30 seconds to get a crew member back. It doesn't matter which position it is. It takes you a while and you cannot move your tank at all. So once you start it, I'm not sure you can stop it. So usually when I'm getting a crew member back, I try to do it if I'm also repairing at the same time, 2 birds, 1 stone. And I just pop smoke on the point, because you can get caught in a sticky situation when you get your crew member back and you're sitting there waiting, and then somebody pushes you and then you just get freaking bungused. So you got to pay attention, make sure in a safe spot. But I promise you, if you have the ability and you see a crew member is missing, you need to try to put that on your list of things to do, which is go to a point and get a crew member back, because it'll save you in the long run, because there's plenty of times where you won't, I don't need that guy. Later down the line, probably could have used that guy. So make sure, again, if you can, go to a point, get it back, take that 1 minute, 2 minutes out of your, game plan to just add a little extra side mission there. I promise you, in the long run, you'll thank me for it. Now, the next tip that we're going to talk about is using squad marks. And I was definitely going to include this, and shout out to Mackie HD Gaming, because he touched base on this on the last video. He did drop a comment about it, which I'm glad he did, because I was already going to complete it. I was already gonna put it in this video, but I was hoping somebody else would have said that as well, because it's really good that you guys are also thinking about tips to help other players. So shout out to Mackie HD Gaming for dropping some information about it as well. If you did watch the first video, this is a great tip that goes with marking on the map, because when you use a squad mark, yes, it is a keybind. You do have to go to your settings to find it. I'll go ahead and show you guys on screen, which you can just search up. That way you can get to it, so you can also activate it for your thing. It is a mechanic that allows you to mark enemy locations, but only for your squad, and it's a yellow little mark. So if you ever see a streamer or somebody using a yellow little mark, that's what it is. That's a squad mark, and it only works, again, for your team. So if you squad mark something, only people in your squad can see it. And yes, that does count if you are not squatted with someone, but it's a random in your squad, only they will see it. And why I say that it's good for using with the, like, as we talked about in the first video with marking on the map, because squad marking is literally the most accurate form of marking in this game. So you can squad mark something and then open the map, boom, mark it, and that's pretty much a pinpoint accurate mark that everyone on the map can see. So it's very, very good. It's very, very good for quickly marking tanks for your squad mates if they can't see them. It's very good if you're not using chat or texting or anything like that, or voice, excuse me. You can sit there and ping, oh, there's a guy over here, and let your teammates know, hey, there's a guy here. Because usually when you squad mark, your squad mates will see it, and they're like, oh, something's going on here. Something they need to pay attention to, either a flank or a plane, Like, that happens a lot, especially when I'm playing, you know, on stream with Frogger or somebody else. If there's a helicopter or a plane and they can't see it, if they're up in the air, squad mark it and say he's over here in this general area, and that really helps your squad mates see where they need to be looking. It's very good, again, for alerting not only just your squad, but your team, because as soon as you squad mark something, you really should just open your map real quick and ping that spot on the map, so that way not only can your squad see, but the entire map can see, or the entire team can see, even though it's outside of your squad. So it's very, very, very good. I think there's like a 1 second cooldown as well on that, so if you squad mark something, you have to wait like 1 or 2 seconds and you could squad mark something else, but it's very, very, very good, and they last for a few seconds. So make sure, if you get a good ping, try to, again, open the map, because I promise you, that will be so helpful for your people that are in a plane or in a helicopter or in an AA and they're trying to find a plane. Like, he's over here. Ping on the squad, ping on the map. Promise you. After a while, that'll probably become second nature for you, and people will thank you in the long run for it, because that is, again, the most accurate way that you can mark things in this game is by using a squad mark. Now, the next thing and the last thing that we're gonna talk about is you need to watch how much ammo you bring. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and say this before I start talking. If I see one comment, but Panda, on the stream, you always bring magic, I'm gonna block you. All right, you will be blocked. So I don't want to see any of those comments down below, because you'll be blocked. All right, I don't want none of y'all on my page. What it means, obviously, is in the thing. I mean, you can choose how much ammo to bring into your tank. The less you bring means less ammo inside your tank, which means less boom. All right, it makes it to where, again, I know that I say it on stream more, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. Now, my play style, I usually bring max ammo unless it's APC BC. I know you see me with full dart rounds, full APS rounds, APDS, excuse me, full AP rounds. I do that, but do as I say, not as I do. Okay, so you need to not bring. You don't need to do that. I do that. I'm weird. Okay, I do a lot of things that are weird. Okay, the less ammo you bring, it does mean less shells, which means less chance of dying from a single hit in regards to an ammo rack. Some tanks do have weak ammo racks or very, very obvious ones where to shoot, so it's really easy to do it. Tiger 2s, and you don't really need full ammo because you will rarely go through it unless you're using like something that has an auto loader or a ready rack system. Then you can really fly through ammo, but usually you don't go through all your ammo, which is why if I'm using APC BC, I don't always bring full ammo. Plus, I'm just weird and don't do it. You need to look at the X-ray view on any tank you're using just to see where the ammo rack is, because I'll show you here. The less ammo you bring, it will significantly change. Like if you bring 50 rounds versus like 10 rounds, it'll decrease how much ammo you have holding. So there's sometimes where you can get shot in your ammo rack and the person will miss because there's no ammo there. But if it's full of ammo, Black Ops 3 moment, tank go boom. So really need to be careful about that. I put this in there because I hear about it a lot. Me personally, I'm gonna be real with you. It doesn't really matter. It kind of does, but kind of doesn't. Because usually when you die, at least me personally, I'm getting shot in the bungus, getting shot in the side of the dome. If somebody's gonna shoot me in the side of the chromdolium or in the back of my jungus, I'm usually gonna die anyways, because they're gonna take out my engine, take out my horizontal, take out my track, my transmission, and I'm gonna die anyways. But in the event that you're in certain things that have really popular, you know, ammo racks like Tiger 2s and stuff like that, bringing less ammo can definitely be effective, but this one's more of like a personal preference tip, because again, I bring max ammo a lot and I usually do pretty fine. So it's just something that you need to think about, because if you die to ammo racks a lot, which I usually don't, I die to usually getting my crew knocked out. If you die to ammo racks a lot, maybe you don't need to bring so much ammo, and see if that changes anything, because a lot of people assume, oh well, I bring less ammo, which means I don't die, right? And then you still get one shot and you still die. So again, just think about it, try it out, see if it's for you or not. I hear the most popular area of ammo to stay within is 15 to maybe 20. 25 is like the max, like way max for sure. I'd say 15 to 25, 15 to 20 being like the average and 25 being like the max. So just think about it. I don't think it's gonna make a huge difference, but some people it might. So just again, try it out. See if you mess with it. If not, that's all right. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take this time to recap as usual. You know how we do right when we finish talking about all the points of recap, so we can go over what we talked about. First one, use neutral steering. Second one, use rangefinders. Third one, replenish that crew. Fourth one, use your squad marks. And 5, watch how much ammo you bring. Each one of these things has its own piece to play in your ground games. As usual, if you guys have anything you think that would be great in the next video for the next series, please drop a comment down below, because I really do enjoy making these, because I know these can be kind of long, but I don't want to just put all like 500 things in one video. I like doing them a few at a time because, as you guys can see on screen, I put like just like little examples of what I'm talking about so you can see how it's applicable to the game. So these are the things we talked about. If there's anything else that you think, you know, or you'd like to see in the next one, just let me know. I'm more than happy to go over these. I really enjoy making these. They're really, really nice. So these are things to talk about. Hope they help. Let's get into the outro. All right, guys. I want to go ahead and say we're in the outro right now. Thank you guys really a lot for the last video. Y'all showed so much love on it. I'm really astonished. Even looking at it now, it's still insane. That was the best performing video we ever had. And even if this one doesn't do as good, that's all right. I still enjoy just helping you guys and seeing that some of you guys are even dropping comments on, hey, make sure to talk about this. Makes me feel good that as a community we're coming together and people are trying to help other folks in this game, because this game sucks, okay? This game sucks. But when other people out here helping, at least we can all have fun and suffer together, so we can at least try to make it a little bit better for one another. So again, thank you for the love in the last video. As I said about 5 times 30 seconds ago, if there's anything you want to include in the next video, just like I did with Mackie earlier, drop a comment down below and I'll make sure to credit you in the next video, so that way people can see where it came from. And I'll do the best I can to break it down on stream and have a little example on screen as well to help people. So without further ado, I'm gonna let y'all get on with your day. Love you guys so very much. Stay blessed. Don't forget to subscribe and like. We are close to 1,000 subscribers. I'm very excited, very, very, very excited to hit 1,000. I know we can do it. So thank you guys so much for the love and support, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.